Hello to everybody who's watching. It's your boy Josh Out.
It's your boy Tilly.
And before you get started, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, also leave a comment. So we're doing another review. Last of Us season 2, episode 4. We're almost there, more than halfway there. It's only what, 7 episodes this season?
Yep.
Hey. So what's your first reaction? Episode 4.
Um, I compared to episode 3, I think this one felt more of a filler episode than episode 3 did. But I
Mhm.
do like the Isaac origin story.
Yeah, I like how they introduced him, how he turned on Fetcher.
It's
Like he
way better than the video game version. Like way better introduction. Um,
yeah, man. That torture scene when he did with the pan is crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I like how he explained the science behind it. Like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but
So yeah, I like the copper thing more better than the cast iron because it hold more heat. And yeah, I was
mhm.
yeah. Um, yeah, I like Isaac's introduction. I like how they showed him being with Fedra first, and then he became pretty much the leader of the wolves, wolves. But
Yeah, the WLF. Yeah.
LL, yeah,
It pretty much shows the origin with WLF. They was once a lot of them was once part of FEDRA, mixed in, maybe with
mhm,
like, the people that was against them.
yes. So yeah, Isaac pretty much um joined the group with uh with the citizens there to pretty much keep it. I ain't gonna say keep it in line, but keep it in the way that they remembered it. Um, and your typical villain story usually has some type of crazy storyline with it, with him technically taking out his team, pretty much. And
But I like the conversation they had. Like he was explaining why they call them voters, how they lost their
yeah,
vote, lost their
yeah,
rights. Yeah, but yeah, he took out his team with like 2 grenades.
2 grenades in the back, point blank
I
period.
think it was two. I think it was two. It was like two. I could be wrong.
Now he threw
We're gonna
two.
say multiple. We're gonna say multiple just to
Yeah.
play it safe.
Um, yeah. Then, like you say, and that's how you find out his origin. Of him starting the WLF.
Mhm.
Him being the leader of that.
Mhm.
Then we go to the continuation with Ellie and Dina in Seattle. They finding out that Seattle is a little bit more than what they thought it was going to be. They
Oh,
thought,
it's also more. Someone brings something with them.
yeah,
Big
um,
reveal. This might be a big spotlight. I'm not gonna give it
later, yeah, we'll
away.
reveal
Yeah,
that.
we say that, but Dina. I mean,
But now that like they finding out that Seattle is more than what they thought it was going to be. They thought it was peaceful. 'Cause, it wasn't no. You didn't see no affected. You did see a lot of uh pretty much unalive soldiers on the street, skeletons. Um, and then we find out it's more and more to the, as they call them, the scars versus the wolves. Like we find out about what's going on with that.
what is it? What's it called? The Sapphire.
Yeah, sapphires. Yeah, sapphires.
The Sapphire. Yeah, the
Um,
Sapphires. Yeah, you can see the tensions between them.
yes, like you can literally see that. Like,
They probably do that. Probably, you think they do that next episode? Like show.
they probably will, because of the fact that with the continuous story between and Abby and Ellie's story, I'm pretty sure
Mhm,
they are going to try to tie it in with the Sapphires and the
mhm.
WLF storyline.
Feud. That feud that is going on.
Yeah, how they feud. Yeah, because it looked like it's been going on for years. Because it's looking
Mhm.
like it look like it's the typical, like the actual typical rebels versus the Federation type of situation.
Yeah, but I would say they both have different ideology. One is more
Yeah,
religious,
yeah,
more of a religious origin, and the other one is more like,
we want it's more for freedom more than it is just
You
for
know, military
yeah
more. Yeah, yeah. It's different motivations.
yeah.
All right.
The motivation for Isaac, he just wants to know where they're going to attack from because he wants to, like you said, it's a for Isaac and the WLF. For them is about the power.
Mhm.
For the Starfires, is more about them following the lead of their pretty
Profit
much their being. Like,
and profit. They follow the profit. Yeah.
yes, they following the prophet. And it's like it's the same but like you said, it's the common thing. It goes into both of the common things. With
I
with
think of
both
anything else. The music store scene was pretty good.
yeah,
Ellie playing the guitar, the same song that Joel taught her.
yeah. So
A lot of reference to Pearl Jam. I'm assuming the creator
yeah,
liked
yeah,
the Pearl Jam.
yeah, yeah.
I just noticed that a lot, like in the last couple of episodes, a lot of Pearl Jam reference.
Yep. A lot of Pearl Jam, a lot of you know, with Ellie doing Take on Me from the Ha Ha's.
Hmm.
Um yeah, it was a lot of like music references in this one for even
Okay.
her seeing the Bob Marley records and
Mhm.
everything in the record store, like all that. So yeah.
Wow. So I probably say the best part got to be when they went to the TV show station.
Yeah, the TV station when they actually when they actually find out what the
Yeah.
wolves are capable of pretty much.
You mean the Sapphire? The Sapphire is pretty much hung
Yeah,
on. And I'm not gonna go too graphics. They murdered them.
man, yeah, it was
Yeah,
terrible.
it was a little gruesome to watch.
Yeah,
I'm just letting you guys know. If you saw it, you probably know the scene I'm talking about. I'm not
yeah,
trying to do too much. And we got to go to the next scene, the subway scene, the underground subway, when they was
yeah.
running.
I thought no, the design and everything was great. I think they saving the big one for probably next episode.
Yeah,
Truthfully,
I know what I got a feeling that I'm gonna say that for the end when we do a
yeah,
prediction. That's one of my predictions. I don't want to give it away.
me neither. But yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
what it is. I truly believe
Yeah,
that.
but the subway train scene with the
Yeah,
fighting against the horde, that was a great scene. And the big reveal, Ellie pretty much admitting she was immune,
yeah,
and also technically Dina revealing that she's pregnant
she's
too as well.
pregnant.
It's like two unreveals at the same time.
Yeah. But I like the fact that they did it differently on the show with Ellie's saying that she's immune in the game because in the game she had the mask, she
Mhm,
could breathe in the gas or whatever the case may be, and that's how she found out that she was immune.
mhm,
This where they actually went through like, oh no, we're going to have her bit and then see what
mhm.
like, then she gonna find out that way. Um yeah, but I like the reveal better on the show than I did like on the game.
Yeah,
Um,
I think a lot of the things they did on the show, I think they did a little bit better than the game.
the designs, yes, the designs are straight from the game. Like the designs are straight
Mhm,
from the game. Even some of the parts, like you said, like the take on me with the haha, like her playing that
mhm.
was in the game. Like all that was literally there.
In the game, yeah.
Um, it's just like you said. It's I'm waiting to see. I guess I'm waiting to see what's going to happen with if they're going to still prolong the actual battle between the two, or are they just is this going to be the warm up for season three, pretty much? Because we
Ah,
still ain't see them. We still haven't seen them run into each other yet. It's getting close to it, but we still ain't get to the point where she's about to spoiler. I'm just gonna say spoiler, big spoiler. If you haven't seen the game or haven't whatever, so
I'll tell you, you about to give out a piece of information.
yeah. So if you haven't played the game or even know the story of Last of Us, then just stop it here, watch some YouTube clips or something, and then come back. I want to. We about to see when she is going to go on the mission to take out the friends, like the actual,
Mhm.
the whole thing. Now, my question would be this though, because how they playing it out on the show, how long is it gonna take for Tommy to get to Seattle to actually team up with Dina and Ellie and Jesse? Like, how long is it gonna take for both of them to realize that they're gone and they went out to Seattle? 'Cause we still don't know. They still don't know that they're gone at this point.
Mhm.
So
I'm pretty sure they know by now.
yeah, I'm pretty yeah. Like time wise, I mean, like timeline wise, yes,
Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure they know by
yeah. I just want to see how they're gonna like figure figure it out and actually make it out there to like actually
now.
to help out with the situation.
Mhm,
Um, but yeah, like I'm happy they played it out that way, especially the ending with them finding out where the building is, that the infamous building that they
mhm,
are in. Um,
mhm,
and like I said, them showing the relationship between Ellie and Abby, just like with Ellie and her friend from the season one before she got bit, and that
mhm.
we still don't know what happened with that, but we know what happened. But we know what happened. But same thing like that. Yeah, I think this episode was pretty dope. I don't give up. Like I said, I know it's social media is a
Don't bring social media
yeah,
into it.
it's not a
It's
real
always people to
yeah
disagree.
yeah.
Okay, okay. Well, it was very straightforward. My favorite scene was probably in the train scene,
The train was
going against
definitely the best. Yeah, it was definitely the best thing outside of Isaac's scenes. That was the
yeah.
best things like in the episode.
Mhm. How they had to go against the horde. Yeah.
Yeah, the horde, the clicker came out of nowhere. Her
Mhm.
actually, her actually taking the bite, the save Dina,
Yeah.
that whole thing too. So it's like, yeah, they pretty like I said, they played it out like if it was a real scenario. If she is immune and she has to save the person that's with her, she literally took the bit, she took the bite for her. And her finding out that find out that she's pregnant, and
Mhm.
her saying, "Yeah, I'm gonna be a dad," that whole thing, and they just became official that night or that day. It's crazy, but
Mhm.
hey, but that's how it played out though. It did play out like
Yeah.
that. So,
Yeah. So, any predictions?
uh, going off of what is going like transpiring in this season or in this show now, I can't even say like the game, but like in this show because they do it differently. I think next episode we probably going to see the manhunt for the friends and for WLF. I think either one or two things. Well, the one thing is definitely probably going to happen is probably going to be the Rat King.
Yeah.
Um,
You think? Well, Red King would make sense for next episode.
yeah, because they got to go through the underground for them to to
Mhm.
go through it. And I also think, but I think this might be more episode 6, the actual episode when Abby gets taken by the Starfires.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Like that whole thing. And but I also think they might save that because we still haven't seen like them actually seeing face to face after the events of Joel. Like we still haven't seen that. So maybe they might save it for season 3. Maybe they might not because we thought, at least I thought they was going to prolong it, but they went season 2. I mean, episode 2 with it.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I definitely think it's going to be the Night King. I mean, the Rat King. And I do believe it might be the Starfires and the WLF war will be continued from this.
Yeah. Okay.
Cause I think they're
Okay.
gonna. I think like just how we saw in the TV station, they probably gonna make that scar the pretty much the warning light for them to be like, hey, you might not want to do this. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. All right. I actually agree with you. That's my hinge. was they probably going with the Rat King next episode, and they are going to start the hunt for her friends. And
Yeah,
somehow they're going to come across another horde to get to
yeah,
them, and that's how they're going to meet the Rat King.
yeah. Cause
Yeah,
yeah, cause we have not since episode 2, well, maybe even episode 3, we haven't seen none of the crew since.
yeah, but because I remember in the game they switched it to Abby viewpoint
Yeah,
in it.
yeah.
So you think they're going to do that in the show, or they're going to keep it just on Ellie
Nah,
and do
I think they're gonna keep it
viewpoint?
straight Ellie. Uh,
Okay, okay. Because I think they're gonna make Ellie the star because
yes, that's
Joel is gone, so it makes sense to send everything around them.
yeah, and plus it makes more sense to have her. I think pretty much stay being the main character
Hmm.
because we already know Abby's point of view from from episode 2. Pretty much
Hmm.
episode 1 for real, with her just knowing that Joel was the one that that pretty much unalived her father. So
Yeah.
we already know her motive is, so we don't need to see her point of view of why she did what she did.
Hmm.
But we do want to see because Ellie is is so popular. We want to see her point of view on how important Joel was to her after everything. Even though it did cost him his life at the end, but we
Hmm.
still have to see how it played out from her because the first thing we think about is from her and her point of view. She lost her father. That's point blank. Period. So like it's eye for eye, but that one hurts a little bit more.
Yeah.
It hurts a
But
little bit more for her.
this whole Last of Us is a cycle of revenge.
Yeah,
WLF going back and forth with Sapphire, Joel getting
Joe.
killed, coming
Yep.
back, Abby. One big circle. One big circle.
Yeah.
I think that's the theme of the
But the fact that she waited, I think the thing is the fact that she waited 5 years to
but Tay,
literally do it.
yeah,
Like
Tay, yeah, revenge is.
I get it. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I get it. It's revenge. 5 years is kind of crazy though. Like, and
Yeah,
like,
man. Joel should let her got killed by the horde, but we're not gonna talk about that. But I'm joking with you. I'm joking. I'm joking.
but not like,
I know a lot of people still bitter from episode two today. A
yeah,
lot of people is still bitter from episode two.
yeah. But I say like overall though, like seriously, overall, I don't think nobody because of how like TV is different than game.
Hmm.
So other than you, not saying forcing people to play as a character they don't want to play, it's like a we know your point of view, so we don't need to play it. We can just go strictly from Ellie, go from her point of view of everything that happened because it plays out better as Ellie than it is with Abby. You know what I'm saying? So, because like you said, she's already part of a group. Ellie left to go
Hmm.
get her back, get her
Hmm.
get back, pretty much. You know, and truthfully, it's more entertaining that way. Actually,
Okay. All right. So give a rating of episode 4, 0 to 10. What do you give a rating of?
seven
0 to
point.
10. I agree with you. 7.5. 7.5.
It's
It
been a
was it was like a very action packed
yeah,
filler show in my opinion. Very action packed.
yeah. Like it kind of kept with the same. It kept with the same pace from episode 3. Like we know what the motive is now for these characters. We find out what the motive is. Now we just find out it's a more dangerous group out there. It's more militant. But as far as the actual story plot is still between those two characters and
Okay.
everybody involved within those two characters, like your Dina, like your Jesse, like your Isaac, your like those characters are now more included into this now. Like now we got more backstory on a lot of these characters. So
Yeah.
yeah,
All right. I think we're going to end it here. I want to thank everybody for watching. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe. We also available on Twitter, Facebook group. We also available on Rumble, so you can do Rumble or YouTube, your preference.
yeah,
All right. Peace and hair grease.
there's a lot of